Hi, I'm Shannon, and I'm here to inform you a little bit about gun control. Gun control is a topic that is growing immensely in our country. One of our only guarantees of freedom that is protected by our government is our Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. This is what allows citizens in the United States to own a firearm. Many states and countries that do not have strict rules on gun control are actually proven to be the places that have less crime. Many of our earlier generations would not think twice about supporting the Second Amendment or owning a firearm. It has now turned into quite the controversy. Americans need to understand that guns are simply an object and that they do not need to be controlled. The Second Amendment allows Americans the right to own a firearm, and it is one of our most important inalienable rights that we possess. Over the many decades, people have started to abuse the rights of owning a firearm. But if we take the Second Amendment away, we are actually harming citizens. Gun control takes away the right for the good guys, if you will, to obtain a firearm. There is always a black market that allows for people to get their hands on a firearm in an illegal way. Stricter gun control laws, in fact, will not help in this matter. If anything, it will increase the number of guns sold on the black market, putting them into the hands of the wrong people. If gun laws are effectively put in place, this will cause all current gun owners to be stripped of their personal protective firearms. It's a scary thought. Because of the black market, criminals will be able to legally possess a firearm. They are criminals. They are not going to follow laws. All the law-abiding citizens will have to give up their firearms and are going to be left with no protection. This will only cause more chaos and danger. A 70-year-old study done by the Center of Disease Control showed that gun control, in fact, has no positive effect on lowering crime. This is a big piece of key evidence that shows that putting stricter gun control laws in place will not be effective. The more guns, the more death, and the fewer guns means fewer death is actually a wrong theory. A study done in Russia shows that the gun ownership was 4,000 per every 100,000, had a gun-related death of 20 in 2002. While in Finland, the gun ownership rate was 39,000 per every 100,000, only had one gun-related death in 2002. While in Finland, that is a huge difference considering the numbers. Western Europe has one of the highest number of gun ownerships at 35% of citizens owning a firearm, and they have one of the lowest murder rates involving a firearm of some sort. Russia, as already stated, has a large number of gun-related deaths. Although firearms are banned, their murder ratio is at 30, while here in America, we do not have any strict gun control laws yet, it is only 7.8%. Harvard has successfully proven through many thorough studies across the nation that countries with strict gun control laws have higher death rates than those without them. The decisions, attitudes, and mental health of humans are the ones that need to be controlled. Guns are just an object. It takes a human to turn them into something deadly. Without someone behind the gun controlling it, they are not going to harm. Just like you might get a paper cut, the paper is not the one to blame, and therefore paper should not then be banned. It is not the gun's fault for an incident. It is the person controlling it whose fault it is. Or if a car accident occurs, it's the person being blamed, not the car. So what makes a gun any different? Humans are solely ones to be blamed for any death caused by firearms. In most cases, firearms are used to kill. It turns out being that the person has some mental health issues in their past. A person should be thoroughly checked for any mental illnesses before being allowed to possess a firearm. Mental control is what is needed, not gun control. That is clearly proven through many studies. The government would benefit more if we provide more funds toward mental health studies and care than what we would benefit from putting laws in place for gun control. A recent poll that was taken shortly after the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting surprisingly showed that 48% of Americans voted that mental health has a large effect on shootings rather than guns themselves. The more we focus on handling the mentally ill people, the more effectively and quickly we can handle guns getting into the wrong hands, rather than taking away from the responsible citizens. Gun control will have no positive impacts. It is proven. Taking away our Second Amendment from our citizens will cause only more issues. Studies have shown that gun control has no positive effect, but rather a negative effect in all countries that it is present in. Due to recent polls, our citizens believe that the government needs to focus on the mentally ill people and make sure they do not gain possession of a firearm, rather than taking away from everybody else that is actually responsible with them. Hopefully this informed you a little bit more about the issues of gun control in our country.